What TV show was perfect from season 1 until the end? Avatar: The Last Airbender. Awesome how it's on Netflix now for new people to watch. The last 4 episodes are some of the best TV ever. Emo. Greater than. The final battle between Zuko and Azula is so epic and perfect it brings tears to my eyes. Less than. Breaking Bad. Hopefully Better Call Saul sticks the landing next year. The Good Place and Good Omens. The Good Place had such a perfect run. Mod respect to Mike Schur for ending it when he felt it was right and not dragging it on for too long. Gravity Falls. Ended exactly where it should if no prolonged death. Cowboy Bebop. Ah yes. So good from season 1 too. Oh god, there was only one season. Firefly. BoJack Horseman was perfect from about halfway through season 1 until the end. It takes a tonal shift after the first few episodes. The beginning of the series is more lighthearted and slapstick and then it morphs into what it remains for the rest of the run. After they fixed the minor stumbles out of the gate it was just flawless though. I remember when season 3 came out and thought, well, I don't think they can top this, and then they managed to do just that. 3 times. Agree with everything, except I didn't mind the first few eps. Unpopular opinion. Psych was good all seasons. Monsieur A.S.H. M.A.S.H. The television show lasted longer than the actual war. Parks and Rec. I fucking love that show. First season wasn't the best. Emo. It was great, starting with season 2. I thought the last season was totally unnecessary and not nearly as good as the others. Felt like a cash grab. Would not change a single episode of Fleabag. Mr. Robot. It legitimately gets better each time you rewatch the series because you know more each time. Fawlty Towers. Every single episode, of which there were too few. The winner. The epitome of leave I'm wanting more. Guys, 6 feet under. Exclamation mark. Anyone? Most perfect ending ever. Exclamation mark. Dead like me. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer from season 1 to 7. Obviously some seasons are better than others, but I don't think any season is bad. I loved it. I still love it. The IT crowd. People, what a bunch of bastards. Santa Clarita Diet. I loved all 3 seasons and was so sad they cancelled it. Justified. The last season was basically just finding excuses to get Boyd and Raylan together to chew scenery, and I'm okay with that. Breaking Bad. Brooklyn 99. I wasn't a big fan of season 6, but 1 to 5 and 7 were amazing. Season 6 finale was hilarious though. One of the series' best. Futurama surprised, not on the list yet. Peep Show. Men with Ben. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Raising Hope. The Sopranos. In my opinion, The Sopranos is the greatest television series of all time. Perfect from start to finish. Chernobyl. Seinfeld. These pretzels are making me thirsty. The Wire, bitches. Shit. The Wire. Jeopardy. What is Jeopardy? An American television game show created by Merv Griffin. The show features a quiz competition in which contestants are presented with general knowledge clues in the form of answers, and must phrase their responses in the form of questions. WKRP in Cincinnati. As God is my witness. I have 2. 1. Freaks and Geeks was perfect from season 1 until the end, which was also season 1. 2. When Arrested Development ended in 2006, it had all been perfect. They had found the right balance between silly comedy, subtle innuendo, taboo topics, and family drama, all while keeping the protagonist relatable in the mockumentary format that other comedies built upon. Let's just pretend it ended there. The In-Betweeners completed it mate 6 months before it was released. Curb Your Enthusiasm. House Monsieur D. The Leftovers. Newsroom. Yes. 3 seasons too short. Sorkin is the man. Game of Thrones. Too bad it didn't get funding for a 5th season. Schitt's Creek. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Yes, a man of culture, I see. CW started slow, but it really was a gut punch that it had to end. Blackadder. In my opinion, The Wire. Sheet. Better Call Saul. 1 to 4 perfection. Haven't seen 5 yet. Season 5 is perfection, winking face. Mad Men. The Shield. Even that tortoise ending was perfect. I was looking for this answer. What an absolutely fantastic show. Battlestar Galactica. Star Trek TNG, Star Trek DS9 and Star Trek Voyager. Voyager though, perfect? Question mark. The most rewatched of all the Saint series on Netflix. Greater than Star Trek TNG. You might have a leg to stand on if you started at season 3. And I'd still debate you based on that we ran out of ideas phase for season 7. But I don't think half of the episodes of season 1 are even watchable. Let alone good. Let alone perfect. Holodeck. The last few seasons of Voyager where they just replicate their way out of everything. And TNG just became holodeck episodes for a while. Still would watch every episode of both. I'm sensing a trend. Orphan Black. The Mighty Boosh. Perfection. I am going to say King of the Hill. I think the last season established some things about how the characters are going to spend the rest of their lives. The last episode is about Bobby discovering that he has a talent for properly identifying cuts of beef, which makes sense, given that his dad is obsessed with propane and barbecuing. The last scene is an impromptu barbecue, and it shows all the neighbors showing up individually, giving each one of them a final nod. Then Bobby, who has his own barbecue at this point, acknowledges that he is going to spend the rest of his life barbecuing. Just like his old man. Yup. Now if you'll excuse me, I have something in my eye. I tell you what, Breaking Bad, Buffy, Angel. Better Call Saul isn't over just yet, but it's consistently had some of the highest quality storytelling and cinematography ever seen on television. Agree. Both Breaking Bad and BCS. HBO's Rome, every single minute is perfect. Married with Children. There was the whole 7 thing. Bones, so many others I love but not perfect from season 1 through the end. Bones was just trash the last couple seasons. It became let's just let Angela figure everything out while we stand around. And Emily's crazy speech pattern where she draws everything out was grating. Star Wars The Clone Wars. Damn, did they nail that last season or what? Maybe the best series ending ever. Absolutely beautiful ending, which is hard to do around an event as well established as Order 66. But they pulled it off brilliantly. I love that the ending crossed timelines with the movies. It was brilliant. Golden Girls. Betty White. My heart skips a beat every time I see her picture on social media. Glad she's doing well in isolation and at 98. That's an impressive feat. Hell on Wheels. Such a good show that was totally overshadowed by other AMC shows that got more publicity. But it's such a good show. Party Down. Died too soon. Scrubs. It definitely evolved over time, but the spirit of that show was intact from the very beginning and it only got better. Season 9, as much as we all like to say that it doesn't exist, negates that entry. Frasier. It got a little rough there towards the end around Daphne's pregnancy though. Hannibal, Person of Interest. Not got for sure. Newhart. Bob. The Dick Van Dyke Show. Banshee. Horny Moms Home Alone. BoJack Horseman along with Horsin' Around. Veep and Curb. Heart of Dixie. It's consistent the entire time. Emo. But it's also just super low-key and chillin' and happily enough for everyone. It's my happy mindless choice. Rachel Bilson plays such a heartfelt character. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hands down. Just finished watching it again after 10 years and still the greatest TV show ever. The Leftovers. Gilmore Girls. Nailed it. One of the best written series ever. BoJack Horseman. Limitless. So disappointed they only made 1 season. It was way better than the movie. Extras. The Ricky Gervais Show was a tight 2 seasons and a really good finale special. The same could probably be said for the UK Office. It wasn't perfect, but compared to other sitcoms, Frasier never has a bad span of episodes. Although I guess you could argue Niles and Daphne's relationship problems when she grinned weight was dragging the show for a bit. Seinfeld had a whole season when George was engaged that I didn't like. Although I loved Worlds Colliding. There were a lot of spots in Friends SND. Everyone knows the bad seasons The Office had. Frasier was as good as it gets to stay that consistently good for 11 seasons. Legion sucked me in from the first episode to the final cut to black. Second favorite show of all time. Just finished. So good. Love the surreal, almost David Lynch quality of it at times. Very well done. Breaking Bad. Fringe. King of the Hill. Adventure Time. Haven't watched all episodes, but I know it's true. Community. I think it needs a movie. Abed. Cool. 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 I love Community. But no. When there's an entire season that even the show makes fun of. Gas leak year. Chong farting on the fourth cool in the series finale. I think that disqualifies a show from being perfect beginning to end. Most of the show was awesome, but the fourth season was pretty weak, and the sixth season was fine, but the show really missed Donald Glover. It got old pretty fast after 3 seasons. It's all the same. 24 Strike Back with Scott and Stonebridge justified. Greater than Strike Back with Scott and Stonebridge. Sifting through and waiting for this answer. Nobody ever has Cinemax, and when they do, it's usually not watched for the quality programming. The Office. Do you like the show after Michael left? The Wire. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Yes, I loved that show when I was younger. They just finished season 7 recently and it was amazing. Samurai Jack. The Americans. Needs more love. I wouldn't say perfect because one season was noticeably weaker than the others. But I absolutely love Supernatural. It's not finished yet, but I don't think season 15 can erase how much fun I had with 1 to 14. There's not a single episode that I could pick out where I would say, man, that sucked. For me, it's mostly the characters. The main 3 are so entertaining that even weaker episodes are still fun to watch. She-Ra, South Park, Life on Mars, and the follow-up, Ashes to Ashes. They don't reveal the truth about everything until the end of the last episode. Rewatching from the beginning at the moment, and it's very good, even knowing the ending. Currently rewatching it myself, and it's actually really good knowing the ending because you notice loads of things you didn't know before. Especially that last series of Ashes to Ashes. Did you know they're actually making another series set in the middle of the 2? Great! I'll be watching that. I keep wondering if they told Philip Glenister and the rest of the cast the truth about their characters. Either way, they were all excellent actors. Boku no Pico. Stargate SG-1. I make sure to rewatch the 200th episode at least once a year. Gotta love that Farscape parody. Emancipation. Cool ideas. Horrible execution. Broke a divide. Meh ideas. Fine execution. And then that one where the rogue SG team sacrifices slaves in a Stargate laid on the ground. And it's just a hard episode to watch. SG-1 was the best of its genre. But it had stinkers. Some really bad ones. Thankfully, they're easy to forget with Window of Opportunity. In the Serpent's Lair. There, but for the grace of God. 200. And some other greats whose names I've forgotten. Nip Tuck. Afterlife. Better Call Saul, although we still are waiting for the final season. I've never seen one that's perfect. However, all in all, for me, I would pick Sons of Anarchy. I know the show catches a lot of flack, but I actually really love the show, and it was the only show I have ever been actually satisfied with the finale of the series. Everything, while wild, was not illogical, and the way things played out made sense. Few gripes here and there, but overall SOA is my favorite TV show. Mr. Robot. The entire show is amazing. The pacing and acting are some of the best I have ever seen. The story and reveals are really good and made me say out loud, holy shit. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.